Hey, beautiful people, welcome back again to the channel. It's Dale here, and I am your captain. As you can tell, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I am in Philippines, and this will be my fourth time in Philippines. I came to Philippines in 2016, and then I left and I came back to Philippines 2019, and I went back to Philippines again 2020 just before COVID lockdown, and I came back to Philippines in 2024 right now. Okay, so I have been in Philippines for the fourth time, and I realize I do not have a visa requirement to Philippines on my channel, and for the culture I have to do one, and I thought I would do one while I'm here in Philippines. Forgive the nature sounds, the birds, the water and all that. I am in Philippines. Okay, let's start off strong. I'm going to be making the requirements in two ways. One for people in the UK, because I still do have loads of people watching me from the UK, and one if you are coming to Philippines from Australia. So let's start. The first thing you need is your international passport, and it needs to be valid for at least 6 months before you time you leave the Philippines. So it's not when you enter, but when you are going to leave Philippines, it needs to be valid for at least 6 months. Okay. Now the next thing you need is you need to fill in the application form. I'm going to be leaving the link in the description box so that you can use that link to fill in your application form. I'll leave two links, one for UK and one for Australia. Okay. So now, when you fill in the application form, you need to get it signed. If you're in the UK, you need to get it signed by the Notary Republic or your solicitor. I've forgotten how much I paid, but I think either it was definitely less than £20 to get it signed. However, if you're in Australia, you can get it for free. You get it signed by a Justice of Peace. Okay, your JP can sign it, and JPs do not collect any money, so it is free in Australia. So get that signed, and you will need it for your application. The next thing you need is you need to have residency status in your country. So if you are in the UK, you need to have a BRP card. If you're in Australia, you need to have a visa or your permanent residency. Okay, so you have to submit that to them as well. And the next thing you need is you need a bank statement. So for the UK, you need a bank statement of at least £1,000, and Australia, I think at least 2,000, or I'm not sure. I'm going to put the exact minimum you need, but I just sent my bank statement anyways. And the next thing you need is you need to have reservation for your flights. They always say you don't need to like confirm your tickets, okay? Just like reservation is fine. But to be honest, I just reserved and paid because I know I will get the visa. So and it's just cheaper to book ahead of time. I just booked it anyways. So confirm return ticket, so return ticket, and you also need to have proof of what you're going to be doing. So your accommodation, if you're going to be staying in a hotel, you need to have reserved hotel during your stay in the Philippines, so you need to provide that as well. You also need like proof of what you do in your country. So if you are a student, you need to provide proof of your enrollment, like if you are enrolled in school and all that, or admission. And if you are working, you need to provide proof of employment, like letter from your hospital or your employer, and also probably anything to prove that you're working or you're schooling, like what you're doing in your country of residency. And the next thing you need to provide is you need to provide a postal money order, which is going to be your visa fee. In the UK, it costs about £37, so you need to do that in the post office. That's what I did. And in Australia, it costs about 90 Australian dollar. Okay, and you can do that in the post office. Just walk into any post office and tell them you want to make a money order of 90 Australian dollar or 37 British pounds, and you need to direct it to the Australian consular in the country. So is that for Sydney or is that for the UK? Most of the post office, they already know how to do this, so you'll be fine. But I'll put some messages on the screen so that you can tell what I'm explaining. And yes, that's all the requirements you need to get is Philippine visa. So after you've gathered all your documents, you need to make sure that you send your original passport, okay? Your original passport needs to go with a photocopy. So just make a photocopy of your biodata and send your original passport as well, because that's where they're going to stamp your passport. Now, go to your post office, the one closest to you, and get a self-addressed envelope. So you need to have two envelopes. One will be going into your documents. That's the one they will use to send back your passport. You need to put your address. That's where you want them to deliver your passport back to you, and one to send everything inside. Okay, so two envelopes. Okay, one is self-addressed to you and one is going to the embassy. So pretty much the post office will charge you. I've forgotten how much I paid, but it wasn't much. I can't even remember again. But the post office will charge you for sending documents, just normal document fees. Okay, and yeah, that's it. After they receive your document, they'll process it. When I was in the UK, it took me less than a week. Even when I was in Australia, my visa came out less than a week. I think it was even like 3 days after they received it, I got my visa. The thing is, they will not even tell you your visa has been approved. Okay, that's one thing I noticed. They did not tell me my visa has been approved. I only tracked the postal number, and then I realized that my passport is already back to the post office because I wasn't home when they came to deliver. So they will not tell you if your visa has been approved or not. You just receive your passport back, and then I open it and I got my visa. This is the process you need to get a visa to Philippines. Now, if you have a British passport, Irish passport, Australian passport, and you know all those big passports, USA passport, you do not necessarily need a visa to visit Philippines. I also heard from the little birds that there are some African countries that do not need a visa to visit Philippines, but unfortunately, if you have the powerful green passport, you need a visa to visit Philippines. Okay, so yes, this is a little information. Hopefully it helps whoever is coming to Philippines. Guys, I would not even tell you, you already know that Philippines is home to one of the best resorts, one of the best islands, one of the best nature places you ever think of. And Philippines uses pesos, and their peso is quite weak, if I would say. So it makes your money go far whenever you come from the UK or when you come from Australia. It makes your money go far. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen on how much $1 is to Philippine pesos or £1 is to Philippine peso. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Like and subscribe if you are yet to. Comment below, and of course I'm gonna be posting some vlogs from Philippines, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call?